City volunteers revisited villages affected by the forest fire in Portugal last year. The government and local entities worked together to restore Li Ming Dam in Taichung. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Siri Su. Thank you for joining us. Portugal was devastated by a series of wildfires last year. Local volunteers have continued to care for affected residents and provide them with aid since the disaster occurred. This time, city volunteers in Europe revisited the affected villagers.
Penedo village in Tondela city still has reminders of the forest fire last year. Volunteers visited this severely damaged area, and many local seniors couldn't be happier when seeing these familiar faces again. The prepaid debit card distributed last year has enabled Mrs. Celia to buy paint to repaint the wall that was burned by the fire. Volunteers hope to help villagers rebuild their homeland and resume life after the disaster. Local volunteers have long been caring for the villagers, and they understand their sorrow better than anyone else. Some affected residents still lived in a crude shelter that is covered with canvas, making it challenging to survive in cold winter. They long for means to build new houses so they can get back on their feet soon. The revisit this time followed the road of the disaster assessment last year. 82-year-old Grandma Anna suffered from varicose veins, so she can hardly stand up. Tzu Chi volunteers Long Jiawen, who is also a doctor of family medicine, took care of the grandma like a member of her home family. The genuine smile on Grandma Anna's face is the best reward for volunteers' dedication.
City volunteers from Australia's Gold Coast regularly travel to Ipswich to hold food distributions for low-income households. Recently, 77 volunteers helped a total of 163 households.
The regular distribution for low-income households took place in Ipswich. Tzu Chi volunteers gathered in front of the local shopping center to distribute the much-needed goods. Ipswich is an Australian city where Tzu Chi has a deep connection. Since providing flood assistance in 2011, Tzu Chi has never abandoned the area. Volunteers from the Gold Coast visit regularly, spreading Dharma Master Zheng Yan's teachings to purify everyone's hearts.
Everybody needs help, and we've got help. If you help one person today, that person can help someone another day. So it's very important, very important.
163 households lined up to receive the much-needed food and daily necessities. They felt at ease with the volunteers. Many parents even brought their children with them to experience the joy of doing good deeds.
Tzu Chi Auckland Liaison Office invited community residents to come together to learn all the different ways one can protect Mother Earth. Not only did the volunteers prepare delicious vegetarian dishes for the public, but everyone sincerely prayed for the survivors of the California forest fires.
Auckland Tzu Chi volunteers actively promote the vegetarian diet to the public. They have each prepared their very own dishes to share with the community members. In the kitchen, the atmosphere is filled with both excitement and motivation. This time, the snacks were prepared with Tzu Chi's very own ginseng multigrain powder. Other than vegetarianism, environmental protection was also one of the main topics.
Doing environmental protection is based on these words: respect, love, and affinity.
The introduction film showed how one can save resources and protect Mother Earth through everyday activities. Tzu Chi volunteer Jennifer Tai lives near the forest fire area, shared her story on just how powerful Mother Nature is.
If I took a picture from above my house, this is exactly what you would see. Some friends from Vietnam called me on the phone and kept on asking if I was okay or not. I said that I was fine.
Inviting everyone to pray earnestly for the people affected by the disaster. Everyone needs to start from themselves and take part in making the world a better place.
Each year, the third Saturday in September marks the World Marrow Donor Day. City volunteers from over Taiwan are promoting this special day in different ways. In Jiayi, the volunteers took to the streets to call on young people to register as potential donors.
The volunteers are shouting slogans while going through the streets and alleys in Jiayi. On the 2018 World Marrow Donor Day, the volunteers call on young people to sign up for the donor registry drive.
We want to let more people understand that donating their marrow does not affect their health. We hope more young people can register as potential donors.
Volunteers seize every chance to explain the stem cell donation process to the public. Li Peiyu, who donated her peripheral blood stem cells in June of this year, has come to share her experience.
It has been 2 to 3 months already after I donated stem cells, but I don't feel uncomfortable. I made a stem cell donation without thinking too much. I felt very happy after doing it because I can save a life.
Chen Yijin has also felt the joy of saving people's lives. Before her wedding day 8 years ago, she received a message saying that she successfully found a match. She then regarded the good news as a wedding gift given by the Bodhisattva.
At the end of September, after our engagement day, I received a phone call from the Tzu Chi Stem Cell Center. The Tzu Chi volunteer told me that I was successfully paired. I felt it was a blessing from the Bodhisattva. Being able to donate my stem cells to someone who needed help before my wedding day, I felt very grateful.
Volunteers are eagerly promoting the stem cell register drive as they do not want to miss any opportunity to save people's lives.
As the 19th anniversary of the 91 earthquake approaches, we take a look back at all those who were affected on that fateful day. In this second episode, we visit a Project Hope School. Many of their students come from impoverished families, so there is a need for them to work outside the classroom. Therefore, the principal of the school raised funds in order to offer a vocational training course for these students.
During summer vacation, Anto has a group of children who work to earn extra income.
From elementary school till now, I have used my summer vacation to pick coffee beans to supplement my family income. My parents are both hearing impaired, so it is hard for them to find a job.
Wei, this young student, was forced to grow up early as his parents do odd jobs.
This group of children can think about their education. They're simply struggling to achieve a better quality of life and struggling to serve. They have to earn money for their families and go everywhere to do odd jobs.
As a result, some of the children from disadvantaged families may be too tired in class. They may doze off, which furthers this vicious cycle of poverty. This can lead some children to skip school and join gangs.
They don't understand a lot of things and may simply do what the gangs ask of them. I didn't think this was good. I thought they need to come back to school in this time.
As a result, Principal Lin devised a Black Diamond project, providing students with free courses that would teach them skills. The owner of a bakery, Mao Jingxiang, was inspired by this principle. Over the past 3 years, he gave up the chance to make money. At least one day a week, he goes to the school to teach.
These students come from families with financial difficulties that may not get the chance to be successful. I want to give them something to look forward to and help pull them up.
In this bread-making class, Wei is kneading dough and moving one step closer to his dream.
I'm 15 years old and want to take the seed baking license. I don't have the money to study. Our school cares about our students, so they created this course, which allows me to study this subject.
With this master baker teaching us, I feel more confident. We also have a greater chance of success.
The two teachers on the scene are master bakers. They don't accept money as their only hope is giving poor children a dream.
Many people have been very helpful to us before. I think we should continue with this spirit.
Together, they put the red bean bread made by the students into the oven, and it will be finished in an hour.
The bread made by these children is tastier. It has a special flavor that can't be found elsewhere. It contains their warm hearts and is very delicious.
My parents are deaf. I brought this bread back home and told them that this is what I made.
In this coffee brewing course, this student who has been raised by his grandfather has found new purpose in life.
I grew up wanting to be a barista. I can learn a lot about how to make coffee and even how to grow it. I think this is very interesting.
Everyone everyone who comes to the school sees impoverished students making bread and coffee. They'll give the students support when they visit. The students are also very touched and more inspired to learn.
Teachers and students have developed a close relationship. When visiting Tzu Chi Elementary, Teacher Wei says this thank you card made by her students is one of her prized items.
This student was a very caring student. She said, "Teacher, this card is for you, and I hope you're happy every day."
希望你天天开心。
1 year after receiving the card, the student was killed in the September 21st earthquake.
This card is more than 20 years. I can still remember her face very clearly now. I want to tell her that her teacher is with her. She must be an angel in heaven.
While her student may be in heaven now, Teacher Wei must continue with her duties to selflessly teach the living. After retiring for 16 years, Teacher Wei still returns to her alma mater to serve for another 16 years.
I'm inspired by their joy and carefree spirit, so I thought that I should come here every day and be a volunteer. This is something that makes me very happy.
Having spent a lifetime in the education industry, Teacher Wei's former student, Zhang Shouduan, is now the IT teacher at the school.
Teacher Wei's impression on me is quite deep. Since becoming a teacher, I always think back on the care and the love she gave us. I think that I inherited her commitment to education.
The love that these teachers give their students has yet to dissipate. Instead, it continues to grow and thrive, leaving a beautiful and long-lasting impression on this campus.
Heavy rain on September 9th in Keelung, Taiwan, put many houses in the mountainous areas at risk. Ms. Liu was one of the residents who were evacuated from the disaster area. After hearing that she needed assistance, city volunteers mobilized to help her clean her home.
1 week after the floods, the house is still muddy. Heavy rain on September 9th caused Ms. Liu's home to flood.
She lives near the mountain. The heavy rainfall damaged the gutter, causing the water to rush into her home.
At the time, the borough chief asked city volunteers in the community to help Ms. Liu.
Back then, we could not clean the debris because it was very dangerous. We were afraid that rocks would fall from above, so we arranged for Ms. Liu to stay at the district office.
City volunteers could not wait for the sunny day to come. They still mobilized people to join the cleanup efforts in raining days. More than 70 people for an assembly line, spending 2 hours cleaning out the accumulated garbage.
Thanks to everyone's hard work. You're so kind and compassionate. I hope you're all safe and sound.
The sincere care and dedication of the volunteers is the most beautiful thing in the world.
There's a dam in Taichung called the Li Ming Dam. After the urban planning was conducted, it was to be filled and turned into something else. However, the locals and many other entities fought hard to keep it afloat. After much effort and debate, it was finally saved and restored. Now it has turned into an amazing ecological classroom for the local schools and community members.
In the clear stream, the fishes swim. It is a whole ecosystem now.
I grew up around this area. Recently, I came back to check out the Li Ming Dam, and there really are a lot of changes. I feel very touched.
现在有这么多植物啊，可以让鱼虾来躲藏，我觉得很棒。
After the redesign of the Li Ming embankment, it was almost going to be filled. The operation was denied in huge parts due to the devotion of the community, schools, and Water Resources Bureau.
Butterflies, dragonflies, damselflies, and kingfishers will only be present when the water environment is of good quality. These are all good indicators.
Removing the cement fortification retaining walls and adopting a more green and eco-friendly decor. At the same time, the upstream sewage is intercepted in order to keep the water clear.
The water that is introduced into the stream will be polluted at times. That's why we have set up an automatic detection device to monitor the water quality. Whenever the quality does not meet the requirements, the water gate will automatically come down.
Volunteers, teachers, students, and the Water Resources Bureau teams have invested everything in transforming the dam. The hardest part was the temporary relocation of the animals and plants.
移植的过程是冬天呐，其实非常冷的，尽量在很短的时间要把它做完呐。
The Li Ming Dam, after the restoration, took on a brand new style.
也是可以当做一个生态教室，让我们的学生来这边学习。
When the students can go directly experience nature, it's always the best method of teaching. Better than textbooks and teachers in the classrooms. It's more meaningful this way.
The government and the local entities work in collaboration that allows the natural environment to coexist within the community. It's a type of sustainable development.
To teach more people to respect nature and understand food and agriculture, an ecological farm in Kaohsiung often holds seminars. The volunteers at the farm have built a kiln using the traditional method. They also enrich the land using natural compost. Seeing the volunteer, the hands gather around him. For more than a year, the volunteer has cherished the chickens and even set up a space for them to exercise.
The sports area is here. Basically, we planted some melons here, whose vines become a shade for the chickens.
Imitating farming in the early days, the volunteers have set up a compost area next to the chicken coop. As the chicken's excrement is used as compost, the land can be used to plant different items. The community volunteers have even built a kiln using straw and mud. The kiln does not only bake bread, it can also toast ping po. This ecological farm in Niaosong takes up 5,693 square feet and is an important base for spreading sustainable living education.
We want to educate the seniors about food and agriculture. Much food and agriculture education is tailored for children, but it is the adults who buy things. If they do not have the correct principles, they still buy the same items.
The farm often holds seminars teaching people to make compost or natural buildings so people can coexist with the earth. It also educates the seniors about food and agriculture so people will learn to respect Mother Nature. In Fujian, China, an entrepreneur, Zhang Haiwang, and his wife have turned a traditional mid-autumn feast for their business partners into a vegetarian feast. They hope by doing this, other guests could learn and be motivated to love Mother Earth.
The entrepreneur Zhang Haiwang has been hosting the Mid-Autumn Feast for his business partners for more than 20 years. This year, the feast is different.
This year, we are doing something special. Have you noticed the difference? We're hosting a vegetarian feast tonight.
The special menu has won praises from all the guests. Zhang Haiwang's wife has adopted a vegetarian diet for more than a year. She explained her initial motivation.
I was at a restaurant and the waiter brought me the menu. There was a dish called a pig's knuckle soup. As soon as I saw the pig knuckle, I was very frightened, and I trembled as if the pig was waving at me. So I decided I should go find vegetarian food.
They've also played a video about environmental protection instead of dance performance.
Our theme this time is to love our earth and cultivate blessings. I told our business partners that doing good deeds can help us cultivate blessings. And the more blessed we are, the more money we'll earn. Everyone accepts this idea.
It's a local tradition to play a dice game at the end of the feast. This year, the awards are Ojing seafood products instead of the traditional mooncakes or electronic products. The couple hope that through this vegetarian feast, all 400 guests can learn about the humanistic spirit to protect nature and love the planet Earth from their hearts.
Turmeric has been one of the most recent health craze. It has many beneficial components, mainly due to the most active ingredient, curcumin. It can promote blood circulation and help in relieving symptoms of arthritis, muscle soreness, and even depression and dementia. However, not everyone is suitable to consume this highly praised superfood. Let's hear what the doctors have to say.
In recent years, turmeric has become a popular superfood among the general population. You might have heard about it and even eaten it, but not many people have actually gone to the source. This here is a freshly harvested turmeric plant.
In the turmeric field, weeds are overgrown and it is not easy to harvest.
Due to herbicides, there's a great impact on the quality of the soil for planting. That's why you can't use herbicides.
Not only that, but the choice of soil is also important. Nothing but organic fertilizer is used on the farm. It's an all-natural process, just letting Mother Nature take its course. The farmer with over 15 years of experience, Mr. Liu, stated that this is the only way to grow naturally non-toxic turmeric. The most common way of eating turmeric is in its powder form. In traditional Chinese medicine, it has a long history of being used as a healthy food supplement and for its medicinal purposes.
Turmeric is considered to be a food with warming effects. It's great for people that suffer from frozen shoulder, rheumatoid arthritis, and rheumatic muscle pains. It can be used to naturally treat whichever part of the body that is guarding the coldness factor.
According to the doctor, the curcumin that is contained in turmeric is also helpful in improving dementia and symptoms of depression.
When turmeric is mixed with other health supplements, it will stimulate our circulatory system. It's a natural kickstarter that will boost our cranial nerve activities.
There are a variety of cooking methods when it comes to turmeric. It can be added to any staple foods.
这看起来色泽真的很漂亮。之前我不敢吃，但是现在吃起来的话，蛮接受度还蛮不错的。
With the readiness of online information, many people are interested in consuming turmeric for its health purposes.
可以泡茶要做制粉泡水，有时候切片拿来煮汤、煮饭、炒菜都可以，对身体很好，很健康。
However, it is important to keep in mind that not everyone is suitable for consuming turmeric.
When the individual have the following characteristics: a short temper, excessive sweating, excessive bleeding during menstrual cycles, fertility issues, and problems with anticoagulant medications, the amount of turmeric intake should be at a minimum.
When one is after the health factor, the most important aspect is to have a balanced diet. That is more crucial than taking any supplements. Eating turmeric needs to be in moderation, and always consult your doctor first if you have any chronic diseases.
City volunteers in Danshui have held an evening gathering to celebrate the Mid-Autumn Festival. Instead of having the traditional barbecue gathering, the participants enjoyed simple meals and creative games. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.